Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on another day of Mental Health Monday. Today, we want to remind players that it's your mind over the minutes that you play. Today, we want to remind our players and supporters that mental health toughness starts with mental wellness. What is mental wellness? That's a great question that we're going to answer later on. But just like we train our bodies, we have to train our minds. Mental Health Monday is about checking in and not checking out. See, I don't want you to check out. I want you guys to check in. And the reason I want you guys to check in is because I want to know how you truly are doing. What's going on in your life? What's bothering you? What's helping you? What are some of your wins? And what are some of your biggest losses? See, I'm always reminded that God's always going to open doors that no man can shut. And God's always going to close doors that no man can open. And see, when you check in, you are being vulnerable, you're being open, you're being honest about what's really going on in your life. That's the first step in knowing that you're trying to build mental health wellness. Making sure that your mind is doing good, that you're not struggling, and that if you are struggling, you're reaching out for the help. See, as athletes, we deal with a lot of pressure. When we look at pressure, we look at, man, I'm a freshman. I got to make the basketball team. I got to make the football team. I got to make the baseball team, the hockey team, the soccer team, or whatever team that you're going to try out for. Why? Because if I don't make the team, then my friends are going to laugh at me. I'm not a cool guy. My parents, what will my parents think about me if I don't make the team? There's a lot of different things that go on in your mind when the pressure of being a young, new athlete comes as a freshman in high school. Then you look at the pressure of the coaches and the pressure of your teammates. You got your peer pressure. How is your teammates pressuring you to do the bad things? Like, are you being pressured into doing drugs? Are you being pressured into drinking alcohol? Are you being pressured into sneaking out of your house? Are you being pressured to disrespect your parents? Then you got the pressure from your coaches. Hey, make sure you're doing your workouts. Hey, make sure you're being a student first, athlete second. Are you sitting in the front of the classroom? Are you getting good grades in class? Are you respecting your teachers? Are you respecting your classmates? There's a lot of pressure that goes on with being a student athlete or an athlete in general. But you got to train your body for that mental wellness. You got to find that time to rest. You got to find that time to relax. You got to find the time to just turn around and really embrace what's really happening. From there, you got this thing called doubt. You're doubting yourself. Man, am I really worth this? Man, am I really good enough to be a part of this team? Man, I didn't perform my best, but what did the coaches think about me? Man, I didn't perform my best, but what did the other people at tryouts think about me? Man, that player's pretty good, but am I good enough to even make the team or be considered? Man, I don't think I'm getting enough playing time. So that doubt starts to creep in, that little bit of fear and doubt. It hurts. It gets the best of us. But as athletes, we have that doubt. We have that pressure. We become fatigued. And we look at the fact that you become tired. You just overwork yourself. You start to lack the discipline that you once had and the love of the game that you once had. You start to miss out on practice, and you start to miss out on workouts, and you start to ignore people. And then you go to the games and you show up and you're not the same athlete or person that you once were. So you got to know when you're at your breaking point, and you got to know when enough is enough. Man, I love the game of basketball so much, and I love playing sports so much growing up that, and starting in 10th grade, I would go to weekend workouts starting on Saturdays, and that would start at 8 o'clock in the morning and go all the way till about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then as soon as that was done, I would get on the train, public transportation, and go right to a football game on that same Saturday after I just did a 2-hour workout. And then I playing flag football. I was burning myself out and I didn't even know it. There was times that I didn't even want to be around the team. There was times that I felt like I was just in it alone, and you're going to feel that. But know that you're not in it alone at all. And when you start to become fatigued, you start to become tired, you start to become wary that, hey, I'm not good enough, that I can't do this, I can't do that. You have that little thing called fear of failure. Hey, I'm in the game because the coach put me in, and I get a foul, and it's 30 seconds. And when I checked in, I got my first foul. 30 seconds later, I get a second foul. The coach is yelling at me, but because I have this thing called fear of failure, that I'm afraid to mess up and make mistakes, that I go out there and actually make those mistakes that I'm afraid of making, because I'm trying to oppress the coach. I'm trying to oppress the people in the stands. I'm trying to oppress the scouts. And when I go out there and I think that I got to be perfect in every single way, I mess up even more. See, I'm going to be open and honest about this real fast, because this actually kind of happened to me a little bit in high school, where we were preparing for a game. This was like end of December, maybe early January, after winter break was done and over with. But we were preparing for a game, and the bus never showed up to pick us up. So we had to get on public transportation to get to this game. And we had 8 players on the team that were ready to go to the game. Meanwhile, at the same time, our JV team was playing. So we're going to the game, and this one of the players on the team was one of our bigger guys, was still in the gym watching the JV team play. We get about halfway to the game, and everybody's like, hey, did you see this person? Nope, nobody saw him. So we give him a call. He's like, did y'all leave yet? And everybody's like, yes, we left. We left already. We're on our way to the game. He's like, oh, I'm still in the gym watching the JV team play. I didn't know y'all left. So now we're going to the game, and we only got 6 people. I was the 6th man on that team. I sat on that bench. I'm like, listen, I ain't play all season. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. I didn't care about the pressure, because I knew that I was just going to sit on the bench and not really worry about much. I doubted myself at that point, but somebody on the floor was tired, and the coach put me in the game. At that point, I'm just running up and down the court. I didn't care if I got the ball or anything. But there was a point in time of that game where, as soon as I got subbed in, we get the ball, we're going down the court, we're bringing it up. I go to my spot on the court in the corner. I'm just sitting in the corner. I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep my opponent this way, and we're going to keep them away from the people with the ball. So then they shoot the basket, miss. Other team gets the rebound, and they're going the opposite way. I come up behind the person with the ball, and I steal the ball. My teammate gets the loose ball. We're going down. He takes the ball to the lane, and then instead of trying to finish it at the lane, he throws it behind me. Mind you, I had to try to reach behind me to grab the pass. So I'm like this, trying to grab the pass and bring it in. I missed it. So then they get the ball. They go the opposite way. I go back and play defense again. I go hit the ball. We come back. So I'm playing defense now. And I went to go try to steal the ball as I'm playing man-to-man defense. I didn't even touch the person. I hit the ball. the referee called the foul right away. The second time I'm playing defense and I'm trying to go through a screen, so I get hit on the screen, and then boom, I fall right into my opponent, and the referee called my second foul. That was all in the span of 30 seconds. Man, it was like the coach yelled at me. It was like, "Oh, you're hacking them! Stop hacking them!" And it was funny because the team we were playing was our former coach, so he had left us to go to a different school to coach. And I'm like, "All righty." So our star player, our star point guard, I should say, fouls out of the game, or not even foul out, but he gets into foul trouble. So I'm in there and I'm playing defense. I'm running the floor. I'm doing. I get like 3-4 rebounds that game. I got like 3 fouls. I had 2 steals. And I had like 1 or 2 blocks that game, but I didn't score any points at all because I was afraid that if I took the ball and I shot it, I was going to airball it. I was going to do something I wasn't supposed to do. So I passed the ball every single time. And then I let somebody else with the open opportunity shoot the ball and go. And so we just played with 6 people, and we constantly had to rotate. And that's what we did. We ended up winning the game by like 7 or 8 points. And we lived to tell that story every single day to our old coach. But, it's all love and respect to the game of basketball. We live and we learn. But we were shorthanded. They had a full squad on the bench and everything. We had one person, which was me. But it was a good game overall, and we played a great game that day. As one of the things that I will remember throughout my high school career as well. But when it comes back to being an athlete and you look at your mental health and mental wellness, we look at how you got to balance your life, your personal life. You got to look at how you balance your work life. You got to look at how you balance the grind. You have a schedule. You have 24 hours in a day. So you need 8 hours of sleep. So that leaves you with 16 hours to do whatever you need to do to balance your work life, your personal life, and the grind, and to still ensure that your mental health is still intact, all at the same time. So if you want to balance your personal life, let's say you take 4 hours a day and you just use that for your personal life. That could be family time. That could be just doing something that you love doing by yourself. You take another 4 hours or even 8 hours and you go to work. But you leave work at work and you leave your home life out of work. Someone here that's watching needs to hear this. It's okay to say no and take your vacation days. It's okay to have a day off and rest. Because if you do not take your days off and you do not rest, you're going to become overworked. You're going to become abused. You're going to become mistreated. You're going to become so tired that you're going to start to hate your job and the people around you that you once cared about and was hanging out with. Like, you're just going to want to spend time by yourself. So it's okay to say no and turn around and just work the schedule that you're put on the shift for. Take the time off in the summer to clear your brain. Take the time off when you're sick to get better. Clear your mind. Taking care of your mind comes first. Taking care of your body comes first. Taking care of yourself comes first. Work can wait, and work will replace you when you're gone. So take care of yourself now before it's too late. See, it's crazy, right? Because even the strongest competitors struggle in silence. They don't speak about their struggles and what they go through on an everyday basis. It's okay to not be okay. But it's not okay to stay there alone. Speak up. Ask for help. Talk to someone. Let them be the shoulder that you lean on in the time of need that you have. right? Then when you get there and you think that you're alone, you're not alone. But it's also okay to just sit there in silence and to not really worry about whatever's going on. See, there's about 3 practical tips that will help you, maybe more. About 5 practical tips I'm going to try to throw out there, right? So, these are some actions you can take or do when you just need to clear your mind. You need just a refresh, a restart, to rejuvenate yourself, to balance that life, that work life, your personal life, and that grind with your side business or whatever sport you playing, right? But these tips are that's going to help you. That 60-second breathe and rest, right? So, not even rest, but reset. So you just sit in there, right? And you want to clear your mind for a minute straight. You just count your breathing. And then do it by the Mississippi's. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And as you continue to count and reset your mind and relax your mind, you can start to see and shift that negative energy out of you. And that positive energy and the positive vibes will start to come through. See, I like that because when I feel myself just getting worked up and heated, I'll just walk away and I'll just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And it just something about that just calms your soul, calms your body, right? And I like that one. But another one that is good too for clearing your mind when you're struggling, when you're going through something, whether it's a good day or a bad day, but taking the time every day to journal might help you out. It might work for you. You write down one win of every single day and focus on that win. So if, for example, first day you journaling, if the only win that you got for that day was that you got up in the morning and you made your bed, that is a win. That is a blessing. You should be happy and thankful for that opportunity. Because not everybody gets to wake up and live to see another day. Taking the time to talk to someone, whether it's a teammate, a coach, someone, just talk to someone, express your feelings, let them know how you're feeling, let them know, what are your dreams and aspirations, build that rapport with them, that professional relationship with them. Another good one is just praying, meditating, just giving it to God and asking God for some support, for some advice, right? I find it at times that when I'm praying, at most, I feel like there's a peace that just comes right over me as I'm praying, as I'm talking to God. And then as I'm praying, sometimes the prayer that I'm praying and asking God to reveal something to me or even answer something for me, it's happening like that. I can be in mid prayer and sometimes I just feel like this weight of the world, the weight comes off of my shoulders and God has answered a prayer. And it just changes my mindset. It changes how I think about life. And then just having that visualization, having the time with your team and just sitting there and just going through and painting that bigger picture. And what I used to do in college when I played college volleyball, and this helped with my mental health a lot in college, especially playing volleyball after doing a 4-hour practice from I think it was like 8 o'clock at night to midnight, and then turning around and doing homework and still trying to build up relationships and different things like that. We would do devotions before every game. We would pray before every game. We would pray after every game, and that helped me out a lot. That helped when we did our devotions before every game because then I had a visual like aspect of something that I can look at and I can say, oh, like this person talked about this, and this is how it relates to our life. This is how it relates to the team and what we're doing. And so having my coach teach us the importance of devotions before games. And whenever we had a game on a Sunday, our devotion would be church. We would have a sermon, and then we would pray, and we would worship, and we would sing songs and give praise to God. But doing so, it brought peace. As I stated, it brought a peace upon me, and it just felt like I was at peace, I was happy, and I had nothing to worry about. And so that's when I felt like my mental health was starting to grow and started to develop a lot more. Then I joined the military, and then, just started to feel like I needed to rework out my mental health and get my mental health back into sync with my mental wellness. And it's just like, it's crazy. Like, I would have never thought that would have been an issue for me at all. But remember, God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I say that again. God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. We are powerful. Our minds are powerful. We need to start using our brains when we do things. When your brain is telling you that you've had enough, you should probably listen to it. You need to take that break. Give your brain a rest. You need to be able to protect all your assets that you have, your body, and your brain is important. It is crucial. It has all that knowledge, that wealth, that wisdom up there. You guys work too hard to not even use your brain. We are told we need to love each other. But nowadays, we see on the news that people are killing each other. And then it's like you got to feel the weight of the world on your shoulders because you think you got to go and try to save the world and fix their problems. When that's not on you. You ain't got to do jack. But you need to be able to control your mind and be able to operate in a way that's going to allow you to communicate your thoughts effectively and efficiently. Hmm. Hmm. See, I want to give you guys a challenge here. This week, as athletes, as humans, as individuals, I want to issue this challenge here. This challenge that I want to issue you, right, is a challenge where you go and check on one person on your team, in your support system, at your job, wherever it may be, wherever you find yourself. Check in with one person, preferably someone that you probably haven't even talked to in a long time or all season or whatever the case may be. But find that one person this week. Then next week, find someone else and keep doing it until you talk to every single person. But find that one person, teammate, or whoever it may be, and check in on them. See, we look at strength and we talk about strength. But see, strength isn't just about how you lift weights. Man, you can be the most bulkiest person, no neck, just all muscles and all of that, and you're still weak. You're not strong. But see, again, strength isn't just about lifting weights. It's how we lift each other up. That's what it's really about. So how are you lifting someone else up today? How are you supporting someone's dreams and aspirations? How are you doing that in your day-to-day life? And what does that look like for you? See, strong minds build strong times. Check in, speak up, stay locked in. You are not alone. See, when you check in with someone, you build that rapport with that person, you're not doing it by yourself. You're doing it as a team. You're working together because, again, strong minds build strong teams. Just let that sink in. Strong minds build strong teams. Speak up. Stay locked in. You are not alone. And as you guys have seen before, I've worn a hoodie before, and OG or Ron's opinions don't matter at the OG network. He wears the hoodie sometimes as well. It's a white hoodie, but it has our logo, and it says, "Support mental health. No dog fights alone." What does that mean? It means that we support each other in our everyday task, our endeavors, whatever we got going on. We support each other. We're there for each other. And when you're struggling and when you're fighting this fight that you think you're all alone in, and you lean on your brother that's to your left, and you lean on your brother that's to your right, and you go to that person, you say, "Hey, I'm struggling in this area of my life. I need your help. I need some prayer." And then your brother will pray for you, and your brother will walk side by side with you. But you got to have faith and not a mindset of fear of failing. Because we're all going to fail at life, and that's okay. So, again, how are you guys living out your day-to-day lives? What are some things that you guys are doing that's working for you when we look at mental health? How is your mental health today? How are you doing? Those are some genuine questions that we would like to know. And I've said this before on every show. If you ever need someone to talk to or just listen and be that shoulder you can lean on, reach out to Dogs Basketball. It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on YouTube, it's on TikTok. Reach out and just say, "Hey, I need someone to just sit there and listen and talk." And we will be there for you. We will support you, and we will help you try to get through the lowest times of your season. See, the issue is that as men, we are afraid to speak up and speak what's on our mind. Why? Because we get judged for showing our emotions. We get judged for what's on our mind. See, it's like you could get into an argument with someone and you just sit there with a straight face on. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then be like, "Are you even listening? Are you even paying attention? Did you hear anything I say?" "Oh, I heard everything you said loud and clear." "So why aren't you responding?" "Well, because if I respond, I know I'm going to lash out." Or, "Why are you walking away?" "Because if I stay, then I'm going to lash out. And then you're going to be mad at me because I'm not expressing my emotions and I'm not talking. And then because I walked away." But sometimes it takes the bigger person to just simply walk away and simply just let the conversation die down for a bit and then come back to the conversation and talk about why you walked away and what's really going on. See, it's crazy because this happens more often than not. Also, shout out to Out the Pit. Go follow his channel, go like his channel, go subscribe to his channel if you guys haven't already. But again, there's more often than not where we go and we get into these arguments and we get frustrated, we get flustered, we get pissed off because something up here is too complex. We get frustrated and pissed off because when we express ourselves, it just goes through one ear and right out the other ear. Our mental health, it gets taken lightly. And see, it's crazy because a lot of men, more men, believe it or not, struggle with mental health, but they just keep it quiet and tucked under because they're putting on that front for society, because society tells us we're weak when we express our emotions and our mental health. Call me weak, I don't care. I'm gonna take the help over any publicity or anything along those lines. I don't want it. I'd rather play the background role, learning everything I'm supposed to learn and doing everything that I'm supposed to do, than put my name in the lights. Because I'm giving the ability to do something that's going to help get me recognized, but giving God the honor and the glory. And that's why I said when you pray, when I've prayed, I've had prayed multiple times when I'm stressed, when I'm struggling, and I just need to just let it out. I pray and I just ask God to just hear my prayers, to hear my heart, to hear my mind, and to walk through this with me. Because if I do it on my own will and if I do it on my own strength, nothing's going to get done. Nothing's going to get answered. And one of the craziest things that I never want to see again is when a man gets to the point where, and I'm guilty of doing this before, like growing up, I would get so angry where I would just bottle my emotions up and bottle my emotions up and bottle my emotions and bottle it up and bottle it up and bottle it up. But you can only fit but so much in that bottle. And then what happens? When that bottle is full and it's just all your anger and your stress and the lack of support or whatever it may be, is all thrown into that bottle and all your problems are thrown into that bottle. And then you look at what happens when you put a Mentos in a bottle of Coke. It just explodes. It shoots up. And that's what happens when you bottle your emotions up and you don't take care of your mental wellness, your mental health. You're going to keep bottling up and keep bottling up until the point where when you open that cap or you try to put something else in there, it's going to be so full that it's just going to explode and shoot back out at you. But I want to encourage you all to go and get a journal to write it down, because you never know who else is going through the same thing you're going through, and it's just bottling it up and bottling it up and bottling it up because they don't know who they can talk to, they don't know who they can trust, they don't know what they can do because they never had someone who actually cared about them. It's okay to not be okay. Trust the people in your circle that they will be there for you when things get tough, when things aren't going your way. There's plenty of people I can call when I'm struggling and just talk with them and get a different perspective or mindset on the situation, and they will give me their input. See, a lot of this stuff happens in the locker room. A lot of this stuff happens on the court. A lot of this stuff happens in our own mind. But we can't just lift weights. We got to refresh our mind. We got to reset. We got to think about what we're doing. We don't have time to waste. So what are you waiting for? Go out and get your journal today and start writing your thoughts down. It's going to help. Get some sticky notes and write all your prayers on those sticky notes and place it on the wall in a closet or wherever and pray and let God take control. God will give you the answers that you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So with that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you guys and girls for tuning in to this week's episode of Mental Health Monday. If I can leave you guys with any word of advice, any wisdom, any motivation, is that you have to trust your mind. You have to trust your gut. You have to go and do what is right, regardless of what the outcome may be. You have to go and pray and trust that God is working miracles and chiseling at all the things that are negative in your life and molding you into the man or woman that he wants you to be. You have to go out there and express yourself because we can't read your mind. You got to go out there and you got to be willing to suffer before it will get better. I'm here to tell you that this process is not easy. It is not going to happen overnight. But as it's been said in the chat, you have to trust the process. Trust and know that God has a plan that is far superior than our plan, that it works better than our plan. And know that his plan is good and it is better for us. God's plan will help us clear our mental health and start to build mental wealth. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me talk. Thank you for learning more about mental health. And with that being said, everybody, you guys stay classy, stay blessed, clear that mental health, and build mental wealth. Trust the process, and you all have a great, blessed, and safe night. Until next time, y'all.